Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Monday, April 21st City Council meeting. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Santee.
Here.
Alderman Glab.
Here.
Alderman McClatchy.
Here.
Alderwoman Bassey. Here. Alderman Davis.
Here.
Alderman Cook.
Here.
Alderwoman Miller. Here.
Thank you. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is a presentation of plaques in appreciation of Alderman Santee and Alderman McClatchy. I am going to come up to the podium here, but I wanted to recognize those that serve on the council, planning and zoning, along with other commissions here in the city of McHenry. I think it's very important. I know these jobs are thankless at times and can be very difficult on your personal life. So I would like to take this opportunity to recognize these two individuals here this evening. So I'll come up here and present them with plaques, and I'll call you up individually. All right, Frank, you can come on up to the front here. So Frank McClatchy has dedicated 16 years by serving as alderman for the city of McHenry. Fun fact, he started when I was born in 1980. Sorry, I had to say it. 1983 to 1991. 1997 to 2001, and 2021 to 2025. Thank you so much for the service here in the city of McHenry. I know you will still be involved, as you are in many roles, but I want to thank you for your service here in the city.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all yours, yeah. It's all yours. All right, Big Sandy. Right here is fine. Yeah, right here. Right here. Yeah, right here is good. So Vic Santee has dedicated 20 years of service as alderman here in the city of McHenry, 2005 to 2025, a long time here. And I know we will continue to hear from you. I think staff and I all know that, right? So we'll still hear from you. I'm sure you'll be sitting somewhere out here. But I want to thank you for your service of 20 years, and you will be missed here in the city as well. So thank you. Family?
Okay, family. You want to drop, Andrew? Yes. Laura, can you take a picture and then we'll switch?
Yes.
Sorry, Council.
No, I want.
You were in it. Okay. You guys,
No, I tried to.
So tomorrow.
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah, okay, look over your way.
look at the lady. Say cheese.
Hang on a second.
No, I want to try to get these.
Yeah, no, you.
Okay, Laura.
Yeah.
Laura, okay. All right, come on, guys. Right. Have a seat. I'll see you in a minute, okay? Yeah, thank you.
How are you? Here you go. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah.
Short and sweet, Mike. Short and sweet.
You gonna do it from up there or here?
Yeah, I'll do it right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. going to go this way first because there's a lot of people to thank. And I want to try to get through this. To all the elected officials, you know, your devotion, your time, you represent your people well, and I know you do. And I just want you to continue down the road and ask that you know, I see it, work in a professional manner, communicate as much as you can with your staff. The staff is excellent, and over the years, they just have really taught me a lot. And, you know, I appreciate what you guys are doing, because it is tough on you. And, you know, you guys get a lot of headaches and, you know, and probably not a lot of positive response afterwards. But God bless you guys, and just continue on what you're doing, okay? I really thank you. City staff. It's changed over the years, but from the administrator to the directors, you know, from police to HR to everybody, I thank you for your time. You were able to guide me on many issues, and you educated me in the process, in the procedures, and you really you made me understand, and it was a great way of just being able to know what staff does on a daily basis, and understanding the processes and procedures made it a lot better for me to be able to make what I felt was very educational decisions. So I thank you guys. All right, you're doing a great job. I'm gonna change over here and just say thank you to the citizens. You put me here for 20 years, and I appreciate all the questions, comments, and issues that you guys have brought up. And I'm just proud to be a public servant. So I thank you, and you know, I look forward to filling out my term here, and just being able to be part of you now. I am going to be sitting in there. A lot of people who know me know I'm going to be taking up a chair here from time to time, even though one of my family members may not want me to come here all the time. I'm not sure about that. And that just leads me to one other thing, is that my family. I've got my 3 kids here, and 3 out of 5 of my grandchildren, and also a very close friend of mine. And now it's time to name names. She is a family member to me, and her name is Laura Welter. She's done a fine job for 20 years. Since '05, she's been there as like my campaign manager, and she's always been there, held me up, kept me strong, and she calms me down when I make those phone calls to her where I'm very, very frustrated. And she was very good at that. She got me to look the right way, think the right way, and get back on the correct route. 8 to 10 years ago, we're not sure of the time frame, but my daughter Julia Coles kind of stepped in and helped out with myself and Laura with some of the campaigns. And one of the first things she did, she goes, "Dad, you got to have a social media. You got to be out there." And you know, I was lost, so she did it for me, and she definitely helped out with a lot of the campaigning, walking around and doing things like that, and just being a very good supporter of all the, you know, all the things that I do on a daily basis, on an annual basis. And then, if there was ever a real big time decision to be made, and myself, Laura, and Julie were kind of at odds on things, we called on the Sergeant of Arms, and that's Donna Santee. So she's been with me now close to 40 years, and she fought through this in the last 4 years. I got to tell you that it was kind of tough, because I know she kept it to herself, but I could feel it, that 4 years ago, she definitely said, you know, it's time. And I went through these last 4 years, and the one key thing I wanted to do the last 4 years was get that Riverwalk completed, and I got it, and we got it done. I didn't get anything done. The city staff, the other elected officials got it done. So I want to thank you all, and I appreciate you giving me some time, and I guess it's time to go on for the show, right? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Frank, would you like to say anything? The floor is yours.
I will at the end,
Okay, perfect. All right.
and it'll be,
Once again, I want to congratulate both of you for service here in the city of McHenry. So, great job, and both will be missed here. So, thank you. The family, if you would like to leave, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to feel like you have to stay here. So, we're going to move on with the public hearing portion here. So, I would like to call to order a public hearing for the proposed fiscal year 25-26 budget at 7:14 p.m. Is there anyone from the public who'd like to make a public comment regarding the budget? Any council members that would like to make a comment? Alderman Gleb?
I just want to say on the budget, there's a lot of things in there I kind of question of why they're in there as far as economic ideas and everything else for the future. And some of the dollar amounts and the projects that we put in there that I just feel a little shaky about. So at this time, I can't support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman McClatchy?
thank you. I'd like to say a big shout out to Carolyn and our administrator for putting this together. You did a good job. I know it's tough, scrunching all the numbers, and over the last couple of months, I've noticed what good shape we're in, and that's to do with our department heads and staff that guides our budget. I will be voting for it. The only thing I do not like in the budget is proposing a grocery tax. When the state abolishes third tax, I know every other city in McHenry is doing it, but I'd like to see McHenry take the lead and not raise the grocery tax. And who knows, that might bring people to McHenry to do grocery shopping. So that's my only caveat, but I think it's a good budget, and good job, you guys.
Thank you. Alderman Bassi?
I also have a few concerns with the budget. Most of it is in very good shape. As you know, I go through it pretty closely. I'm concerned about some of the goals, specifically Redwood. They haven't even broken ground, and we are already looking at having a second location for another corporate landlord, which would be rental versus home ownership. Cold Springs, I don't remember as a council voting for it. We had a discussion, and at that time it was $30,000, and now it's up to $36,000. So with those things, and I do agree with you, Alderman McClatchy, it would be nice to not see the sales tax, grocery sales tax go up. So just like Alderman Glab, I will not be supporting the budget. Thank you.
Any other comments by the council? Alderman Glab?
Yeah. Just so the council understands the fact that when we do this budget and we approve it as a council, it will come back to you constantly. When projects are, we'll say, well, it was in the budget. It was in the budget, And when you look at each individual project that comes forward, look at it and look at it deeply. And just because it's in a budget, don't just approve it because of. So I just want to leave it at that.
All right. Any other comments, questions? All right. Go ahead and need a motion to close public hearing. Alderwoman Miller?
I'll make that motion to close the public hearing on the budget.
Thank you. Second. Alderman McClatchy?
I'll second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Miller? Yes. Alderman McClatchy?
Yes.
Alderman Santee?
Yes.
Alderman Glab?
No.
Alderwoman Bassi?
This is just to close a public hearing, correct? Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then yes, I'll take my vote.
Okay. Alderman Davis?
Sorry.
Yes.
Alderman Cook?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Council. At this time, I'm looking for a motion to adopt the fiscal year 25-26 budget. Alderman Santee?
I will make the motion to approve the 2025-26 budget as presented.
Thank you. Second? Alderman McClatchy?
Thank you. I'll second that.
Thank you. Discussion on this item by City Council? See none. Any public comment at this time? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Santee?
Yes.
Alderman McClatchy?
Yes.
Alderman Glad?
No.
Alderwoman Massey?
No.
Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Alderman Cook?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miller?
Yes.
Thank you, Council. Also, I'd like to thank staff and our city administrator for all the hard work they put into this budget year-round, but also in the crunching time coming up to the budget. I want to thank all the directors for their hard work, and obviously our city administrator, Susanna Ostrowski. So thank you all very much. At this time, I open up for public comment. Is there anyone from the public that would like to make a public comment? See none? Moving on to consent agenda items 8A through 8J. I am looking for a motion to approve, or if there's someone on the council that would like to pull for separate consideration. Anyone want to pull any items? Alderman Glad?
Yeah, I wanted to pull D and also G, I believe it is, or H, I'm sorry. Well, actually, I don't need to pull H. I just need to make a correction on the minutes, and that's the fact that when we were talking about changing the, or voting on whether to change the ordinance or not on the drive-throughs, I voted no, and you've got me there as yes. Okay. And I was a definite no. So if we could get it changed, we don't need to pull that.
Okay, and you said D as in dog?
D as in dog, yes.
Okay. Any other items to be pulled? I see none. I'm looking for a motion to approve 8A through 8C, and then 8E through J.
With the amendment.
With the amendment to H. Alderman Cook?
I'll
Make the motion.
make the motion, please.
Thank you. Second? Alderman Miller?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Discussion on these items by City Council? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Cook?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Alderwoman Massey?
Yes.
Alderman McClatchy?
Yes.
Alderman Glad?
Yes.
Alderman Santee?
Yes.
Thank you, Council. The item pulled by Alderman Glad was 8D, annual appointments to boards, commissions, and other offices. Glad, the floor is yours.
Yeah, the only thing I was going to bring up is the fact that these annual appointments are supposed to be made by the new mayor starting his term in the first week of May. Even though it is going to be the same mayor, what happens 4 years from now if you just elect not to run and we have a new mayor? Are we going to approve this again before the mayor takes position? And not only that, but as far as your new aldermen that come in, they should be also included in this vote too. So I'd just as soon see this appointments done at the next meeting in first week in May, after the mayor is sworn in for the next 4 years and your new aldermen are in place.
All right, hold on one second.
What happens when everyone is appointed now? Say that again? If everyone is appointed right now, what does that do? They hold over until that point in time. That would be fine. Yeah, they hold over until the next one, I mean, even if it's 6 months from now.
Okay, all right. Any other comments by City Council? Alderman Bassey?
I also looked and noticed that all the commissions, their meetings are after the new swearing in, which is on May 5th. So I do think we need to have the new alder people participate in appointing the commissions and boards.
Okay. Any others? Alderman Santee?
Just trying to recall these commissions, these boards. Have they been appointed at this time frame of the year annually, or is this something that has occurred after elections?
I think it's always been done this way. I kind of questioned it when I started here because the mayor's supposed to head the appointment, and then the council's supposed to say yes or no. But I was told at the time to do it this meeting, so I've kept doing it at this meeting.
It really isn't that big of a matter. So if we wait until May, whatever meeting you want, and make the appointments at that meeting, these people, these officers, will hold their seat until their next successor is duly appointed and, sworn in or appointed. So it's going to work. I'm not sure what we're having a heartache over.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. And maybe this is something that we look at and make a decision a more formal decision down the line.
Yeah.
Because that being said, if in fact we have this window that these people are not appointed, don't we have at least one or two committees that are actually scheduled to do?
Yeah, these members will
Their
continue
meetings?
to hold their seats
Okay.
until their successors are duly appointed. Whatever that is,
All right, I understand now.
even if they don't like it. Because that's happened before, too. So,
So what about Steve Doherty, because he's on police commission?
well, he'll be off when he's sworn in by law.
All right, I just want to make
Steve
sure.
Doherty's will take place, whatever commission he's on, he'll be removed as soon as he's sworn in
I just want to make
to
sure.
the as an alderman, so there'll be one vacancy at that moment, by law.
Alderman Gleb?
The only other comment I want to make is if there was somebody that didn't like it, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not on this city council, elsewhere.
All right, so at this time, is there any other council members that would rather table this for the next item? For the next agenda, or just Alderman McClatchy?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind setting it to the next meeting. I think Alderman Glad made a good point. The new mayor comes in the last meeting, appoints, the commissioners and whatever. I think that should be up to the new mayor, so I agree with that.
Yeah, do we do the bifurcated meeting at the annual meeting? Where there's the old city council seated, or is this it?
No, even before we had an annual meeting, and it was the last meeting, Monday in April, so that was still even before the new mayor was in, which
Okay.
I didn't understand, but, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll take a second look at that procedure so it doesn't hiccup when Mayor Judd actually goes out in 2050.
No. No, that's not, no.
We'll take a second look at that and straighten it out.
All right. Any other comments by council? Go ahead.
So are we going to postpone this?
I'm going to see if there's one more that would
Okay.
like. All right. So at this time, I'm looking for a motion to table 8D as presented. Alderman Glab?
I'll make that motion to table it to the next meeting first meeting in May.
Thank you. Alderman Bassi?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any comments? Alderman Santee?
Doesn't it have to be second meeting in May? I know I won't be here, but everybody will be on board and,
Maybe the first meeting.
okay, all the swearing. Okay.
Yeah, once they get sworn in, they sit.
Okay.
All right? Clerk, please.
Did Alderman Davis also confirm that he agrees to this?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted
You can call the roll. Thank you.
Alderman Glad?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bassi?
Yes.
Alderman Santee?
Yes.
Alderman McClatchy?
Yes.
Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Alderman Cook?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miller?
No.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is 9A, Riverwalk Shops Dinner Under the Stars. I'm looking for a motion to approve one park special use permit to allow the special use permit application submitted by the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce for the McHenry Riverwalk Shops area of Miller Point Park on Thursday, 6/18/25 and 10/8/25 from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And 2, a special event liquor license to the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce in conjunction with their special use request for the park. And 3, to allow liquor or alcohol in the park aside from the normally designated areas. I am looking for a motion to approve. Alderwoman Miller?
I'll make that motion and encourage all additional council people to attend these events. They're amazing.
Thank you. Second? Alderman McClatchy?
I'll second that. And hopefully it's a little warmer in October this year for you.
Discussion on this item by City Council. Alderman Glad.
Yeah, what kind of city services do we provide on this?
The only thing that we would do is just make sure that they need a couple extra garbage cans at the site. We would supply those, but other than that, there's no other city services that are required for this event.
Okay. Now, we're allowing alcohol in the park, and what are the parameters of the park? I mean, are we talking the Riverwalk as well, or?
The Riverwalk for the footprint of Miller Point Park is included in the park footprint, but not over the bridge and not past the property line with Mr. Miller.
I just think alcohol next to the water isn't exactly the best combination. I have a little reservations about that. And you say there are no, other than picking up some garbage, there's no other impacts to the city as far as services? The police department, who polices where they're carrying their drinks and everything else? Like you say, it's not allowed outside the park. How is that going to be policed?
That'll be up to the chamber, and they did a nice job of that. It really contained between the parameters of the shops itself. The table, it's set up as a dinner. There's not people roaming around with their drinks in their hand. It really is a very nice 5 to 7 course dinner that they do an excellent job with. But the alcohol is outside of what's normally allowed. The alcohol will pretty much be contained to that area, which is why this request is worded that way. It's outside the footprint of what's normally allowed.
Right. But also, what is the fee that they pay the city for the use of the park?
They'll pay the normal fees based on 120, I think 120 people for each event. It's $83, I believe, plus a security deposit if there's any damage or additional trash that's left, and that's usually $50.
Okay, so there is a fee to the park?
Yes,
okay.
There is.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'd like to second that. I mean, this event is a very nice event, and it's really into that tent or to the tiny shops as far as you take the liquor. I mean, that's it. It's a very nice event. I encourage everyone to try to go. It's a great event, but yeah, it's not a typical like a concert or anything like that. It's contained to that tent area, pretty much by the tiny shops. Go ahead.
Yeah. The other thing I want to mention, though, is the fact that, for $83, we're giving up a city park there that, granted, it's open to anybody that can afford those type of prices for a dinner, and you're really narrowing it down to very few people in McHenry that are going to pay that kind of money for a dinner out. And to some extent, this is again, I'm sure a chamber fundraiser more so than anything else for, what they're charging and everything else. And is it our, I guess is it our policy as far as the fact that we keep giving up our parks and everything else for fundraisers, where some organizations we wouldn't do it for, and yet for the chamber we would. And again, it is no longer the McHenry Chamber of Commerce, it's the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce. It was changed probably 25 years ago or whatever, and therefore, they represent not just the businesses in our town, but they also represent the businesses in Johnsburg and some of them in Winter Lake and other outlying areas. They're actually competing with our businesses. So to some extent, yes, we should support the chamber to some extent, but I don't know how far that should go. And maybe we need to have a discussion down the road as far as our parks and just what is the criteria that we're going to do as far as running our facilities out to organizations. Because if we do it for the chamber, who else do we do it for, and who have we turned down because of it?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And I think more than anything else, if we had a policy on that, it would be a lot easier to just say yay, nay, or whatever down the road.
And ultimately, that say from any special use will come before you to decide, yes, this is an appropriate use, or no, this is not. In this particular one, especially with the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce, they've been an excellent partner, and those tiny shops wouldn't exist without them. That being said, it won't impact the use of the park or the Riverwalk. The park itself won't be closed down. The only spot that is technically restricted during this event is between the Riverwalk shops, which are closed on each of those nights. They're not open anyway. This is not a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that would typically be closed anyway. People could walk through it, but you can very easily come over the bridge, walk around that, walk through the park, walk down the Riverwalk. None of those areas are restricted for this event, so I want to make that very clear. This is, again, this type of event is something that draws people, both for our community, but even outside our community, and it brings businesses in. It utilizes the services of businesses, whether that's the shops or other businesses that are in town, maybe catering. So it's been, it was so successful last year at 80 that they increased that to 120 people for the event. Again, this is an excellent partner, and it doesn't restrict the park. And as your concerns were with any other event, those all come before you for a reservation.
Well, like I say, we should have a policy in place that specifically states, probably would be good to have a policy of who we will or won't lease our property out to as far as our parks and for what kind of functions, whether it be political functions or whatever. I just think it's something that we should look at it in the future. And as far as those little, we're the ones that built it, okay? We're also the ones that came up with the idea of entrepreneurs a long time ago. So it was a working relation between the two of us. It wasn't just the chamber that created this.
From the foundation up, that's completely the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce, and they received almost $1 million in donations to build those.
The city did have a lot to do with that, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely is right. So, thank you.
And if I'm not mistaken, at that park, when we've rented it out, specifically the HOA on the townhomes rented that park at one point, didn't they?
They did. They did for a concert, yes.
Right, and which actually impacted residents being able to visit the park, which Alderman Glad was at that event. So I just, I encourage everyone, this is good for the community, whether it's an HOA that rented it or the Chamber of Commerce. I mean, I think this is all good in using the park, but the impact that the Chamber's putting on the park is really, besides the tiny shops that normally are closed. So, I don't know. So anyway, any other questions or comments? Alderman Bassi?
Just a real quick clarification. You said it was $83 is what we're charging the chamber. Is that per event or total?
Per event.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm that. And then, Chief, real quick, I know what the answer is going to be, but I'd like to have it on camera. Were there any incidences last year?
No.
Thank you.
No, you wouldn't even know this event was going on unless you actually were attending it. It was very private and very well maintained. And we do daily foot patrols on the Riverwalk, including the tiny shops. We have no issues with it whatsoever.
Thank you.
Alderman Miller, you were first, sorry.
Thank you. Sorry, Vic.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Vic. I support the motion. The event last year was amazing. Not only did it best use the space that was there, there was a wedding going on at the same time, so they were doing all their photo opportunities off the Riverwalk Bridge. It was kind of just an enchanted evening. There were 80 people last year, 80-ish. They were from all over the place, and they were just amazed at, one, what we've accomplished with Miller Point there, and the mini shops, and what else is on the horizon. And to echo Director Hobson, the Chamber is an amazing partner. They do an amazing job at marketing and make sure that their events are successful, which, in reflection, makes McHenry successful. So I support the motion, and I support the Chamber in their events to bring more people to our amazing community.
Alderman Santee?
The McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce, it's been that title forever, correct? Okay. Yes.
Long time.
As far as when I came into town, that's what it was. And I do go back about 50, 55 years. Anyway, I'm sorry, I just want to make my point there. But that being said, I was not in attendance last year, but I walked around the park. And there were a lot of people just kind of, I remember seeing the wedding pictures being done. And, other than, maybe I don't want to walk right through the middle just because the tables were there and, and things were going on. But I was comfortable, walking around that. And there were, families with kids. They wanted to kind of check out the Riverwalk and and, you know, they had all that space to themselves. By all means, please, everybody individually experience it. You know, just take a good look, and you know, and get your thoughts from that. I just, you know, I just am very pleased to have, you know, the chamber create ideas like this, and as long as it's something that is not interfering with any other events or anybody that wants to use the park. I mean, I've tried to get the park on certain occasions, certain locations, and guess what? I lost because I didn't sign up yet. You know, there are certain shelters that I like to use, and if I don't get there in time, you know, it's you know who puts their, you know, hat in first. So, you know, but it's just a nice event, and I experienced from a distance. I was not at the dinner, but I did a nice little stroll around the park, and it was enjoyable. That's all I have. Thank you.
Any other comments by council? Any public comment? Molly, would you like to say anything? You're more than welcome to come up to the podium. Please state your name and address for public record.
Molly Ostap, the president of the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce, street address 1307 North Green Street. So I just want to echo back what good partners we've been. Between the city and the chamber, I feel like we are collectively doing great things for the city, and I think this event is something that's different than some of the other events that we do. It does draw maybe people that can afford a higher price point, but those people want something to do too, right? So we're offering all kinds of things. We have lots of free days for some of our events, but this is a more expensive one. But it's not cost prohibitive for people to attend most of our events. And so this is just a different opportunity. To echo what was said, we bring in a lot of, the reason that we're doing the events is to help all of the businesses in the area. When we have an event, like say the wine walk that's coming up, it's some business's best sales day of the year. We aren't doing it because we can make money. We do it because it supports chamber businesses. So it supports the entire city of McHenry. So I just want to make sure that people understand that we don't have these events so that we can make money. We're a nonprofit. This actual event actually is not making money at all for the chamber. It's being raised for the Chamber Foundation. So that money will go then back into the Riverwalk shops and other projects that that are supported with that. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you, Molly. Bless you. Any other public comment? All right. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman McClatchy?
Yes.
Alderman Santee?
Yes.
Alderman Glab?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bassey?
Yes.
Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Alderman Cook?
Yes.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Molly. I look forward to attending. Next item on the agenda is 9B, Water Well Solutions. I'm looking for a motion to accept the two proposals from Water Well Solutions for the well number 6 pump replacement and the aquifer rehabilitation, and well number 2 inspection and aquifer rehabilitation for an amount not to exceed $87,985.50 plus an additional 10% contingency of $8,798.55 to address any issues that may be identified through the inspection of well pump 2. I'm looking for a motion to approve. Alderman Santee?
I'll make the motion to approve individual action item 9B, Water Well Solutions as presented.
Thank you. Second? Alderman Cook?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Discussion by City Council? Alderman Cook?
When they inspect these wells and all that, does that get hooked up to adding fluoride and all that, or is it for chlorination and everything, or is it strictly pumping the water?
In this case, it has nothing to do with the chemical addition. It's just inspecting the well casing itself and the hardware that's out there. Any chemical systems are separate from that.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Santee, go ahead.
Yeah, and just to confirm for this price, we're actually doing these 2 pumps, and how did that situation occur in regards to, going with well 2 and then well 6?
So the well 6 pump replacement and aquifer rehabilitation were budgeted in this fiscal year due to some of the other projects, namely the MCC replacement at Plant 2 that was done earlier this year. This project was deferred until we completed those and we're ready to do it. Over the last 6 weeks or so, we've had a pretty significant decrease in output from well 2, which is at our water plant over here on Green Street. So knowing that we had the contractor that was going to be coming out to perform this work for well 6, we reached out and said, what would it cost us to have you do this additional scope of work while you're mobilized and on site working on well 6? And that's where the second proposal from well 2 came from. So it was just trying to be as efficient as possible. It was the original budget amount for just well 6 was $85,000. And we're sitting at about $88,000 plus a 10% contingency, which brings us to the 96 if necessary for the well 6 and well 2 work.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments by council? Any public comment regarding this item? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Santee?
Yes.
Alderman Cook?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miller? Yes. Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Alderwoman Massey?
Yes.
Alderman McClatchy?
Yes.
Alderman Glab?
Yes.
Thank you, council. Next item on the agenda is Main Street Lights, a motion to waive the formal bidding process and approve the quote provided by Cary Electrical Contracting of McHenry, Illinois, in the amount of $36,903 for the replacement of the street lights on Main Street. I am looking for a motion to approve as presented. Alderman Miller.
I'll make the motion to approve the waiving of formal bidding process and approve the quote provided by Cary Electric in the amount of $36,903 for Main Street lights.
Thank you. Second. Alderman Santee.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Discussion by City Council. Alderman Glab.
Yeah, just the fact that staff, correct me if I'm wrong, but staff went out for quotes on this, correct?
Yes. There's three quotes that were attached.
Okay. Why didn't we go out for bid?
This is a simple scope, and so the fact that we can get three quotes without having to put together a task order to then provide design work, bidding documents, it becomes a cost prohibitive for a simple scope on a project like this.
It would be cost prohibitive. I mean, you don't think we would have saved a few $1,000s on this thing, right?
We would not save what it would take for us to put the documents and the bidding documents together.
What kind of a cost are we talking about as far as putting the documents together, just for our edification?
I will give you a very good example of the Riverwalk decking. There's a budget amount for us to replace Riverwalk decking. In order to go out to bid, just to satisfy that, it's $19,800 to put together the engineering and the bidding documents just to put that out to bid and receive those bids.
Well, the engineering would have to be done anyway, right? So you really couldn't add in the engineering. So.
Well, there's engineering that's been done from phases 1, 2, 3, and 4 that exist. However, obviously it's cleaning those up, compiling those. There would be similar, if we went out to go out to bid on this, there would have to be a similar bid packet that we put together that would lay out locations of conduit, light pole bases, those type of things. When all those are already known factors by Cary Electric, as well as Associated and Ridgeview, there are the two other quotes in town here.
Okay. Again, curiosity more so than anything else. Thanks for enlightening us.
Any other questions, comments? Alderman Cook?
So these people have done the work before. Everything is all there. They know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
So the reasoning behind not going out for bid and doing all the paperwork is because they know their stuff.
The confidence in all three of these firms, quite honestly. We wouldn't go to somebody that we didn't have faith in, but Cary Electric obviously is somebody that's existed in town for a very long time, has done work on these poles repeatedly, as well as the main box, and so that's why I feel like they probably gave us a little bit better price, because they're more of a known quantity in having to work with these previously.
Very good.
Any other questions, comments? Any public comment regarding this item? Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Santee?
Yes.
Alderman Glab?
Yes.
Alderman McClatchy?
Yes.
Alderwoman Massey?
Yes.
Alderman Davis?
Yes.
Alderman Cook?
Yes.
Thank you, council. Any staff reports this evening? Need to share? I see none. Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to echo Mayor Jett's comments from earlier and thank the staff again for their assistance and help in putting together the budget. And I wanted to thank the City Council as well for passing that budget so that we can move into the next fiscal year with some good plans in place. I also wanted to give my farewell to the departing aldermen. It's been a pleasure working with both of you, and we will see you around town. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, any City Council comments? Alderman McClatchy, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to take this time to thank everybody, not just the last 4 years, but the last 16. And thank you for bringing up that you were born on the first time that I was elected. I want to thank the staff. You guys are really the glue to the city. I mean, we wouldn't be where we're at right now if it wasn't for you. I just want to leave a closing comment to the future council. Growth is coming. Let's choose wise growth and not let growth control the city. So keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of things coming up. McHenry's growing. A lot of people want to come here because it is the place to go. And just keep that in mind that we control, not them. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Glenn, floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to say that I will kind of miss looking to the left and seeing Alderman McClatchy here. It's my second go-around with him. Way back when I first was a rookie alderman, he was always here on my left to spur me on, so.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
That's it. Any other comments? Alderman Santee?
No, I should have mentioned earlier with Director Lynch, thank you for your time going through the budget process. I spent at least 2-3 hours with you over the last month. I appreciate it. Even though I'm outgoing, it was still educational, and I'm still learning. I always will be. And, just once again to everybody here, wish you good luck. The elected officials, as what Alderman McClatchy mentioned, that, there's going to be there's always big-time decisions. I mean, you're going to have them, in regards to growth and things. But I look forward to the new council, and I think Frank and I have cut a deal that we will be spending some time in those blue seats over there. So we're going to leave early, though. Got it? But thank you all. Thank you very much.
All right. Any other City Council comments? All right. Motion to adjourn?
Your first word, I'll second.
Alderman Santee.
Motion to adjourn the City Council meeting April 22nd, 2025. See you later.
Second?
22nd, 21st. I don't want to come back tomorrow. Sorry.
Alderman McClatchy for a second.
I'll second that. Over and out.
Alderman
Please call.
Santee?
Yes.
Alderman Clashy? Alderman Glab?
Yeah.
Alderwoman Bassey?
Yes, but
Alderman
thank you,
Davis?
Frank, for everything.
Alderman Dave?
Yes.
Alderman Cook?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miller?
Yes, thank you, boys.
It's been great working with you both.
Thank you.